Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Coup de Coeur pitch ceremony. Actually, this session is one of my favorite ones, because in just 1 hour, you'll meet some of the most inspiring and powerful changemakers we've seen here on stage. And you'll feel their energy, and it's contagious. Before we begin, I want to take a moment to thank all the incredible solutions that pitched at ChangeNOW over the past 2 days. If you were selected to pitch here, it's because you were already one of our coup de coeur. Each of you represents hope and action for a better world. So congratulations to all of you. This year, is a special one. 2025 marks the 10th anniversary of the Paris Agreement. And in this time of deep global uncertainty, we are here not just to celebrate that historic moment, but to defend its legacy. More importantly, we are here to turn its ambition into real, concrete action. And that's why you are here, all of you. Over the past 2 days, we've heard over 100 of inspiring pitches, tackling some of the biggest challenges of our time: energy, mobility, education, biodiversity, inclusion, circularity, and more. In every session, a jury made of investors, decision makers, and media partners selected their coup de coeur. And now, we bring them all together here on stage, on this legacy stage, with this magnificent view under the Grand Palais. The projects you'll discover today are bold. They challenge the status quo. They take risks, not just for profit, but for people and for the planet. And these aren't just great ideas. They are ready to scale. They are looking for investors, partners, customers, talents. So whoever you are in the audience, if you feel a spark, if you see potential, please connect with them. They are here for that, and that's what ChangeNOW is all about, creating those valuable connections to accelerate change. A big thank you to our media partners, Maddyness and Going Green Media, who will offer visibility to all of our today coup de coeur projects. Because these solutions deserve to be seen, shared, and celebrated. To all the entrepreneurs here, thank you. Thank you for daring to dream big, for doing the hard work, and for not waiting for permission to change the world. So now, let's get inspired, and let's cheer them on. And let's welcome Rebecca, who will facilitate this ceremony.
Thank you, Rosemary. Yay, what a team. Hello, everyone. Woo, what a good energy. Welcome to this annual ceremony of ChangeNOW Summit Coup de Coeur. I am Rebecca Sledge, and I will be the master of ceremony for today. I'm super thrilled and honored to be here at ChangeNOW with you, because I really believe in the power of community to drive positive change, and to the power of each individual to contribute at its own scale. That's why I decided to create my own community called Girls for Change, where we highly empower French women entrepreneurs to fight against the entrepreneurial solitude sometimes, and also the imposter syndrome, maybe you know it, to boost their confidence, their well-being, and their impact on the world. Just like me and the Guards for Change, thousands of people across the world take initiatives to make the world a better place. Maybe you're part of them. I'm sure you're part of them. That's why at ChangeNOW, we really want to support them, to highlight their project. There were 800 applications. We selected 150 projects that pitched for 2 days just behind me at the garden stage. They were amazing. They gave us hope. And we selected our 12 favorite projects to give you some boost of inspiration. Are you ready? Yes. Thank you for being here to support our pitchers and our change makers. Now let's discover the 12 topics that are going to share. So energy, food and agriculture, ocean and water, circular economy, education and society, cities and mobility, AI and tech for impact, fashion, biodiversity, inclusion, my favorite, I must admit, accelerate the ecosystem, and health. So, are you ready to discover the first winner of the Coups de Coeur? Okay. So let's begin with energy. You know that energy plays a crucial role in every aspect of our lives, but it comes at a cost. That's why it's urgent to think for more viable solutions. The project that we wanted to award today is suspense. is James Lawson for e-Zinc. Congratulations. Tell us more about your project.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is James Larson. I'm the CEO of e-Zinc, a Canadian energy storage technology developer. We all know that carbon is a problem. And one of the big solutions for this is, of course, renewable energy. The challenge with renewable energy is that it's intermittent. But what do we do if we have a future that we dream of with massive amounts of renewable energy, or full renewable energy? Well, batteries with limited amounts of capacity can't sustain this. We need long duration storage. The US Department of Energy, I think, put this the best with this study. What you're looking at is, on the x-axis, percentage of renewables on a grid. On the y-axis, you're looking at storage duration, hours at rated power. And what you see is a clear correlation. The longer, or the more amount of renewable energy we have on a grid, the more unstable it becomes, and the longer the duration required from storage assets. And batteries, which are good maybe up to about 10 hours, are no longer going to be that useful. And so what we need is solutions like e-Zinc that have capacity to discharge energy for multiple days to enable our fully renewable future. This is a massive opportunity. This is $4 trillion opportunity by 2040. So our solution is to use zinc as an energy carrier. We have a modular solution. It's a cell-based solution where we store energy in physically free zinc metal, a ubiquitous commodity. And we pack these cells into containers and deliver it in a flexible manner for customers. Number one advantage, low cost. We can deliver our systems at a fraction of the cost of traditional lithium-ion systems. We can do long duration, as I just mentioned, 10 to 100 plus hours. We have a flexible system. We can customize and right-size the design of a system to be exactly what a customer needs. Long lifetime. We have over 15 years lifetime in the field. We're entirely safe. There's no risk of fire or explosion. And we're made with sustainable materials. Every item on our bill of materials has an existing recycling market or can be reused in subsequent generations of cells. We've been on a fantastic journey. In 2019, we raised our seed round and worked on designing our first battery. We won Breakthrough Energy Solutions Canada to fund that journey. We then raised our Series A1 round, brought in Toyota Ventures, AnyNext, and that allowed us to build our first field demonstration project at a compressed natural gas facility. We then won Impact Canada's Charging the Future Challenge, looking for Canada's most promising battery. We then raised our next round, brought in Mitsubishi, we grew the team, and last year we opened our new manufacturing facility. And now we're building projects for the California Energy Commission and Toyota, demonstrating the benefits of our technology. So going forward, next year is all about deploying our system, and we are deploying the world's first 24-hour duration electrochemical system. We're going to be raising our Series B round, $100 million. In 2027, will be all about building our commercial facility in the United States and then expanding globally. Launching commercial sales, and utility market penetration. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, James. Thank you for your project. Okay, let's continue after energy on the second topic. Is there anyone in the audience who likes to eat? Yeah, I'm not the only one. Actually, not at all. By 2050, we will need to be feeding 10 billion people. So that's why we need to find some urgent and viable solutions. For that, we heard a lot of pitches. And who won? Let's congratulate Sina Albanese for Koralo.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm Stina, co-founder and CEO of Koralo. Now, in a raise of hands, who of you believe that food should contribute to your well-being, beauty, and health? Okay, quite a lot. And you're not alone. Actually, 75% of consumers name this as one of their key purchasing decisions. And that's exactly what we're doing at Koralo. We have an ingredient with proven health benefits. Preclinical studies show that Koralo outperforms the current market leader in terms of immune boosting, gut health, and inflammation healing. And our ingredient has applications in many growing markets, such as a functional ingredient for functional beverages, or as a finished product in fish-free seafood, or also even as a feed supplement. How do we make it? We combine two superfoods. Microscopic algae, seaweeds, called microalgae, which pack in omega-3s, vitamins, and proteins. And we combine them with mushroom roots, called mycelium. We grow these together in a co-fermentation. And that's how we can achieve our 3 finished products. We have 1 granted patent on this technology, and 2 currently pending on both the texturization as well as the feed supplement, in over 51 countries. We have 9 million in global offtake agreements with customers loving our product worldwide, whether that's as a finished product in fish-free seafood or as a functional ingredient. And these are some of the testimonials we received from corporate partners. We're 3 times cheaper than seafood with 68% gross margin, and that's currently rising. We fully scaled our technology in both Europe as well as in South Korea, and we're only one of 5 companies in the fermentation space to have done so. We've also done it at the cheapest possible cost by using existing OEM equipment, having better yields with our co-fermentation, and having 3 product applications. The team that has made this happen is one of global entrepreneurs, marketeers, as well as scientists, located in Korea, the US, and Germany. And what we're looking for today is for you to join our wave, whether that's as partners, as customers, or as potential investors. Because don't we all want to eat good, look good, and feel good? I guess so. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And the third category is ocean and water. As you know, these are crucial resources for us. That's why we need immediate action to protect them and to restore them. And the winner is, for this category, Ruben Moore for Solaq. Congratulations.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ruben Moore, and I'm very happy to be here today to tell you all about our technology that creates a new, sustainable source of water security anywhere in the world. Water. What many of us take for granted is one of our biggest challenges worldwide. And unfortunately, it's only getting worse. For many places, the only real solution that people have is to transport water over sometimes very large distances. And this water trucking is extremely polluting, it's expensive, it's unreliable, and it's often also unsafe regarding the water quality. Well, for many of these places, there will soon be a viable and sustainable alternative in the enormous amount of water in the air around us. Now, at Solaq, we're developing air-to-water technology to make use of this enormous potential. Our system extracts water from the air, can do this practically anywhere in the world without the need of any existing infrastructure, and fully based on solar energy. In this slide, you see a full-scale system with a production capacity of 5,000 liters of water each day, anywhere in the world, independent of climate. Now, there's a lot of different use cases and applications that can make use of this technology. But we will first really be focusing on delivering high-quality drinking water in places where there isn't really any other source of water other than this transport. And unfortunately, there's a lot of places in the world where this is the case, or where it's becoming so. Now, our first focus will be on the northeastern part of Brazil, in the so-called semi-arid region there, where the droughts are becoming worse and worse each year. And the situation there is now such that the government needs to provide 1.6 million people with 20 liters of water each day, all year round, using these trucks. So it's an enormous amount of water that's being trucked and CO2 that's being emitted. Now, when we take into account this specific region in Brazil and the cost of this water trucking, there's already space for more than 4,000 of our systems in a market of more than 1 billion euros for a product that will be more sustainable, more reliable, of better quality, and cheaper than the current solution. Now, 2 years ago, we built our first prototype, 200 liters of water per day, which we demonstrated in Brazil in the height of the dry season. And we're currently building our first full-scale system, 2,000 liters per day, to be demonstrated again to our partners and launching customer in Brazil at the end of this year. And to do that, last year we raised a pre-seed round at 1.9 million euros, and we're currently bringing investors along our journey to come see the hardware, to come see the iterations in preparation for a seed round in the beginning of next year. And the plan then is to have first commercial pilots in operation in Brazil next year, and to scale up throughout the region and throughout Latin America in 2027 and 2028. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Reuben. It gives me hope. So let's continue with circular economy. Circular economy consists of really preserving and regenerating our resources by reducing waste. So let's discover what project is going to illustrate this topic. And the winner is Rafik Kefash from Heliosand.
Hi, everyone. So the question is it possible to turn the world's most toxic waste into safe and clean resources for the construction industry? The first challenge you face while asking this question is circular economy always goes hand in hand with CO2 emissions. Every recycling solution there is today is happening through fossil fuel. And what's even worse than that is circular economy is in fact a lie. Because here in France, for example, we produce 310 million tons of waste every year. Most of it comes from construction. A little bit is pollution, household waste. But nearly 40%, so nearly half, is impossible to recycle. What do we do with impossible to recycle waste? It's either incinerated, either it is it goes to landfill, and the worst of all, it goes and it gets dumped into the ocean. So basically what humanity have been doing for years since the Industrial Revolution is sweeping it under the carpet. And this has to come to an end. My name is Rafik Kefash, and together with the team at Heliosand, we have a solution. This is the solution. Just remember when you were little, you used to play with a magnifying glass. So what we're making is just the same, but in a huge industrial scale. Just like the top of the coupole that you can see here. And what we do with this solar energy that is heat, we melt the pollution. There's no combustion. So basically what we do is make lava for free and most of all without carbon emissions. These are the examples of waste we've been able to vitrify and neutralize. On the left you have the construction industry waste, and on the right you have pollution and other horrible chemicals. And out of this we made the first concrete 80% produced out of waste and entirely made with renewable energy. That's the most important thing, is we also solve the construction industry. So our market is just huge. There is recycling, there is equipment with renewable energy, and then there is the construction market. We already have letters of intentions of governments, big corporations we're working with. The company is 4 years old. We built 5 prototypes, did 2 fundraise, and today we're doing our 3rd fundraise in order to build the first prototype. And most of the money is going to be going to the research and development and the development of that prototype. And thank you for listening, and please keep in touch with us with the QR code you can see here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a pitch. I'm a pitch coach and I love to see those. I'm like, wow! Next topic, one of my favorites, education and society. Mandela was saying education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. Do some of you agree? Yeah. It's from Nelson, not me, but still, I get inspiration, right? So it's very, very important to have a better access to education, to empower future generation to become more active and informed citizens. Let's discover the project who won in this category, and the winner is, and I know her and I'm proud of her, Samantha Snaps for Re3D Inc. Yay! Congratulations!
So I'd like you to imagine a world where the last water bottle you saw in the garbage could be ground up to be the chair that you're sitting on now. Or better yet, become a functional tool that could last a lifetime. These are 2 real-world examples that our customers and community are working on as we speak. Hi, I'm Samantha, co-founder and catalyst for Re3D, where we're addressing the 2 biggest barriers to 3D printing, and that's cost and scale. You see, when you go to buy a 3D printer that prints with plastic polymers, this is the landscape. On one end of the spectrum, you have desktop printers, which are great and affordable, but you can only make things you can often hold in your hand, and many times it ends up like a toy in the landfill. On the other end of the spectrum, when you want to print something at the human scale that's functional and lasts longer, it can be cost prohibitive. It comes with an SLA package, a service package. It draws a lot of power, and when the vendor makes a change to the system, it's obsolete, leaving you with a paperweight and providing us with a $37 billion market opportunity. Enter Gigabot. It's our flagship portfolio that starts at the size of a toilet and now goes as big as your budget. We prototyped Gigabot with $40,000 we received from Startup Chile and launched it on Kickstarter, where it was funded live in one day, raising $250,000. Since then, we've made larger and larger versions of it by contract request of our customers. Gigabot's unique in that it's lightweight, it takes a standard power source, and it also has a lifetime path to upgrade. This provides recurring revenue alongside a whole host of services that we provided to our customers for over a decade. Our customers are pioneers. They're constantly opening up new markets in over 50 countries worldwide as they think about reinventing their supply chain and reducing their carbon footprint. We knew we could do this because we're a team of NASA scientists and engineers with the knowledge, know-how, and expertise to make this happen. We have over 100 years of manufacturing experience combined and are committed to social responsibility. We have a 1-for-100 model, whereby we give away 1 printer for every 100 we deliver to someone trying to make a difference in their community. And now we're on to our next challenge, further increasing access to feedstock by printing from trash. That's right. Seen here are 3 images taken from outside of our office in Puerto Rico, and they're saying wherever you stand, where less than 10% is reclaimed. By providing a path and modifying our filament-based 3D printer to directly accept shredded plastic waste, we're unlocking new and high-growth markets worldwide. This is not just an idea. We depend on opportunities like this to receive strategic partnerships, non-dilutive funding, and earned media as we truly make this a reality. This is Gigabot X2, was also funded on Kickstarter and is now in over 5 continents worldwide, where our customers are printing directly from shredded up plastic waste as well as pellets. We also have a number of strategic partnerships in our offices in Puerto Rico, and Houston, and Austin, where we're partnering with municipalities, waste producers, as well as potential users to truly think about what the circular model is. We also hold a couple of federal contracts with the Puerto Rican Science and Research Trust, the U.S. Air Force, and the Army, where we've been able to take all of the hardware associated with this concept and 3D print off-grid for things of useful value. In addition to a $4 million award with the National Science Foundation, Habitat for Humanity, and the Government of Australia, where we're doing a life cycle value analysis and truly seeing the value that this could create. We're so thankful to have earned a lot of earned media recognition that has allowed us to have non-dilutive support as well as the sales of our hardware and services to make this a reality. But what we do is expensive, and this is why we require your help and your introductions. We'd like to invite you to join the revolution now as we truly enable sustainable and locally driven manufacturing. Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha. Perfect. Okay, are you ready for the next topic? Yeah? Okay, so let's go to cities and mobility. Urbanization really impacts, the way our world. It's finished. They don't like urbanization here. It really impacts. Yeah, we're good. Okay. It really impacts the way our system is working with deforestation. It modifies the interaction between spaces. It really unbalances as well. Good. The water cycles. Anyway, we really need change, and we really need change now. Yeah. That was easy, but we needed to say it. So let's discover the winner of this category. Congratulations to William Leif van Grisven from Small Farm Cities, Africa. Yay, William.
To begin, I'd like to ask you all for a favor. Could you all close your eyes and imagine? Imagine you wake up in a village hut in Malawi, Africa. You look up and you see a thatched roof leaking from last night's rain. You inhale and smell smoke from last night's fire. You look and you see a wall made of mud. And as you get up off of your mat, your feet touch a cold, wet dirt floor. From there, you walk 30 minutes to your field, where you work all day in the sun, preparing maize, soya, and groundnuts, which is barely enough to feed yourself and your family. You can open your eyes. The experience that I just described is the experience of 4 out of 5 Malawians and almost 1 billion Africans every single day. 4 out of 5 Malawians are subsistence smallholder farmers. 4 out of 5 live in substandard housing, and less than 1% have access to meaningful finance. What this shows is that poverty is all-encompassing, multi-sectoral, and for this reason, extremely difficult to escape. But at Small Farm Cities, we're building another way. We believe that holistic, multidimensional problems require holistic, meaningful solutions. And what we do at Small Farm Cities is we provide these holistic solutions through communities. We combine affordable housing with agriculture so that Africans can become business and home owners. We start with the affordable housing. We build homes for 1,000 USD. We do this by using hyper-affordable, compressed, stable soil bricks and local labor and talent. This is then paired with a mortgage program so that families can begin to afford the home. We pair the home with the agriculture then. What we do is we work with families to cultivate the land around their home so that they can grow high-value crops. These crops are then sold and used as an income for the family, food, and as a way then to pay for the home. Essentially what we're doing is we're creating a home in a community and then a way to pay for that home. At Small Farm Cities, we have multiple sites. We have 150 employees, 200-person capacity across our sites right now, and now are looking to scale. We're looking to build these turnkey agricultural communities with partners. What we do is we work with nonprofits, businesses, foundations, and others who are interested in this. We consult, understand their vision, their budget, the land. From there, we master plan, develop the infrastructure, start the agricultural businesses, and then can either hand it off or continue to manage it. What we're looking to do now is to move into the refugee space, the IDP space, and with others in the urban planning space to provide a solution so that people can become home and business owners throughout Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, William. Congratulations again. Okay, next category is AI and tech for impact. Let's take technology as an ally in order to face this climate change that we are currently facing. And the winner is Elliot Graef for Asteria. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm super excited to be here, to be honest. As you all know, innovation teams are facing the tremendous challenge as they have to keep on being innovative, and now they have to do that while being sustainable. And now we want them to use AI. And to be honest, they don't know how. Biomimicry is a problem-solving approach that aims at looking at the way nature solves problems and to extract those biological strategies to generate new technological innovations. For example, how your skin can heal to generate self-healing materials, or AI, just based on the way your brain works and your neurons works. I've been working on biomimicry for 10 years now, first as a researcher and then as a consultant. And what I've seen is that we have three main problems. We have three main problems that we need to face to make biomimicry meet its market. The first one is the interdisciplinary communication. Biologists do not talk with engineers. Engineers do not talk with biologists. The second problem is the methodology, because people do not know how to get inspired from nature. And they do not know how to get the right data to do that. That's the first challenge, the third challenge, sorry. How to get the biological data, how to understand that data. To meet those challenges, we've created a platform which is called Asteria. Asteria supports interdisciplinary teams through a collaborative management platform that aims at making the biological data available through the biggest database of biological strategies, 500,000 strategies that are available on the dataset. Those data are created and explained through AI. And finally, the platform guides the users through a step-by-step integration of the methodology, leading people to get from the problem analysis to the generation of bio-inspired solutions. Thanks to Asteria, any design teams, any innovation teams in any type of industries can use biomimicry. We've launched the first version of Asteria in January, and we've been working with 7 industrial partners, and we've been doing projects with them from very diverse type of industries, from L'Oréal to Renault, for example. All of that is only possible because of these people, an amazing team, experts in data science, product, operation. And we have the chance of being supported by this amazing and world-class scientific advisory board, experts in biomimicry, biology, biodiversity, engineering, design, and AI. We have the chance of being supported by Tom Howell from Hugging Face to keep ourselves at the very edge of what is done on AI. So if you want to start facing the challenge of sustainable innovation, please contact us to integrate Asteria. Thank you very much.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's continue with fashion. We really need to reinvent fashion in order to pollute less and respect human rights even better. And the winner is, for this category, Benjamin Droguet from Sparxell. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Benjamin Droguet, founder and CEO of Sparxell. Sparxell creates the future of color by providing the world's first 100% bio-based, high-performant color platform. Just to give you a bit of context, everything around us is colored. We color our clothes, we color our cars, the home we live in. And to be able to do that, we have industrialized more than 10,000 synthetic chemicals, which have not been designed with circularity in mind. They don't biodegrade, accumulate in nature, harm Earth, also harm biodiversity. And their manufacturing and also processing contribute to massive amount of greenhouse gas emission. While nature doesn't use synthetic chemical. And so our approach has been replicating the way nature makes vibrant colors without using any synthetic chemical, instead using a plant-based ingredients, so that we can eliminate toxic chemical and instead enable the regenerative and circular bioeconomy. And I'm just going to show you a brief video to explain how our platform works, which may be very different to what you have heard of before. So we start from plant-based cellulose, which we find in every plant. Could be wood, could be agricultural waste, could be paper, recycled cartoon. In those plants, in those fibers, there are tiny, tiny, tiny crystals that can basically diffract light like a prism. And that's basically the experiment you may have done at school, where you shine light on a prism and you get the rainbow. Our approach has been to stack up those crystals to form a sort of an helicoidal structure, like a staircase. And by doing so, you can select the light that is reflected from cellulose. And by simply expanding or contracting these structures, you can basically sweep over the visible spectrum entirely, and even go outside of that in the ultraviolet and infrared, using only cellulose. So you can really control here the color that you get from these ingredients. So just to summarize, we transform a plant-based ingredient into a wide range of synthetic-free colorants. And that has massive implications for the industry, starting with fashion, which means we can now color textile without dye, removing the dyeing process, removing what kills nature, what kills us. We can now also provide embellishment for the fashion industry without plastic, without metal, without dye, and again, keep the shine, the beauty of this product. And our impact is also beyond fashion. We can now also provide paper packaging that are beautiful, colored, without metal, without mineral, without dye, enabling them to be fully compostable, fully recyclable. And in cosmetic, we can provide alternatives to minerals that are fully plant-based, and it's a safe ingredient that biodegrades. All of this because we understood how nature intended to make vibrant colors. And so with our approach in our platform, we can really enable the circular and regenerative bioeconomy. We are currently fundraising, always looking for partners, so feel free to come talk to me after the pitch. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great, let's continue with biodiversity. There's an urgent call for preserving life on our planet, and I'm so glad that people are working on that. So let's welcome the winner for today and for this category. Let's welcome Audrey Michaud for Green Sanctuaries.
Hi everyone, I'm Audrey, COO of the NGO Green Sanctuaries. What's the link between these two images? Not obvious, huh? Well, if this primary rainforest disappears, our little fellow here, let's call him Leo, will have serious trouble for his future. His access to drinking water will be problematic. Fruits and vegetables will have become luxury items, not to mention the constant threat on his health due to pandemics. Not a pretty outlook. But what's the reason for Leo's future misfortune, which of course are also ours? You know it, biodiversity is collapsing. Amongst all the threats you know, it's just the worst. Let me give you just one figure. since 1970, the populations of wild vertebrates have dropped by 73%. It's huge. And although we are told that everything's going to be fine because we are planting trees, since I started talking to you, the equivalent of 10 soccer fields, of primary forests have disappeared. So what do we do? And what's the link with the primary forest? Well, primary forests are to biodiversity what ChangeNOW is to ecological transition, the crème de la crème. There's no better place on earth. So that's what we do at Green Sanctuaries. We protect the most important forests of the world, the key areas. And they happen to be the most threatened forests as well. We implement an original model in 5 steps, combining immediate protection and long-term impact. First, we secure the land. We can buy, we can rent, we can take concessions depending on the countries. Second, we study those forests with scientists to know what we protect and to help mobilizing people and authorities. 3, we raise awareness amongst children. As you know, if you raise awareness with 1 child, you touch 7 adults around them. 4, we implement practical economic solutions to help people live better without having to destroy the forest, which is very important. And 5, very important for us as well, we support indigenous communities. As you may know, they are the best guardians of the forest. So we work with them, for example, by building gardens with them, circular gardens that help preserve ancestral knowledge and help them with food security. We already have projects all over the world, and we aim to protect 100,000 hectares of key forests by 2030. To do this, we need money. We aim to raise 10 million a year within 5 years. So if you are an investor, a CSR manager, or just someone willing to help, please come and meet us and help us create a better future for all the babies. Thank you very much.
Yay. Thank you so much. For all the babies. And for everyone, because the topic is inclusion. Indeed, we cannot take the transition towards sustainability without assuring social justice and inclusion. So let's welcome the winner of this category, Gina Perrier from Lapee. Bravo!
Hi everyone. I'm actually extremely honored to be able to pitch on this stage among amazing initiatives. So my name is Gina and I'm the founder of Lapee. Lapee is a urinal for women for outdoor events like festivals, marathons, and also public spaces. I'm an architect and I used to work for a big festival in Northern Europe, and this is a very common situation. You're stuck in a line a very long line to very dirty toilets, and the plan B is to squat and pee wherever you can, which is super unsafe, unhygienic, and undignifying. It's simply not acceptable. This long line is a common thing for us everywhere in our life. We grow up knowing that it's very difficult or sometimes even impossible to just pee. Even today at the conference, we know it's been challenging. Meanwhile, there are products for men, like those one on these pictures. They exist all over the world. They're very simple. And for me, it was so hard to understand, why don't we have the same for us? So this is Lapee. You just go in, you squat and pee. Women can finally pee safely, hygienically, and quickly. The product, it's all about the design. So you are covered enough to pee, but you're not in an enclosed space, so you wouldn't spend any extra time than just peeing quickly. This is also a way to make it safer, because no one is going to push you in or lock you in. Unfortunately, harassment can happen in dark corner in sanitation spaces. Here we make the invisible visible and a safer space. You can actually come and discover the product in the inclusion zone. I'm here exhibiting it. with actually a partner from Mongolia as well. It's a festival that brought Lapee to Mongolia. The product is made in Denmark, fully recyclable. We made it stackable to save carbon emission for transportation. And actually today, we're in 25 countries. We attended last year 350 events, including the Olympics in Paris, and our revenue doubled from 23 to 24. We are switching a shame into a pride. The users love Lapee. They are finally pride to simply pee. The business model is very simple, so we outsource the production to a factory in Denmark. We sell the product to toilet rental companies all over the world, and then they rent them locally to events. The users just pee for free and maybe buy more beers. We have margins of 55%, and we only do B2B sales. Today, we're ready to scale up. We are having a great growth, and we are fundraising a seed round to accelerate the growth. We are starting in the event industry, but actually our product can suit many other market segments, and our ambition is to improve sanitation access to women and children in the world. We have an international team, and this has been the key of our growth from the beginning. And I'm looking for customers and partners and investors. So please reach out or visit us at our booth. Investing in Lapee is investing in gender equality. Thank you very much.
What a nice catchphrase. Invest in Lapee, invest in gender equality. I will remember that one. Okay, next is accelerate the ecosystem. The good news is sustainability solutions exist. Now the challenge is to scale them up, to accelerate them, as you were saying just before. So, how do we do that? How do we find collaboration? How do we find innovation? How do we find accountability? Hopefully, projects exist, and I'm super happy to congratulate the winner of Accelerate the Ecosystem, Chris Bowman, for Brightest. Congratulations.
So we're all here at ChangeNOW because the climate emergency and nature loss are essentially one of the biggest historic challenges we've ever faced in human history. And obviously there's a lot that we need to do to transform our energy, our food, our transportation, our fuels. Basically every aspect of the economy needs to transition over the next 10, 20, 30 years and beyond. We need people to change, us collectively. We need governments and policymakers to change, and we need companies to change too. But the reality is, we really need companies to change because companies, big corporations and businesses are responsible for 80% of global carbon emissions and most of the climate impacts that we're seeing in the world. And unfortunately, organizations are not changing fast enough. In fact, data shows that of 1,450 global companies, zero, literally zero of them are on pace to meet their climate, sustainability, and net zero targets that they've publicly communicated. So this is a major problem. When I talk to business leaders, and I've talked to probably 100, if not thousands of chief sustainability officers, directors, CFOs, other leaders, there's really two problems that come up. The first is just complexity. There's so much data, there's silos, there's different departments, different businesses, countries, there's so much complexity to manage. It's hard to know where to start, what the right target should be, how do you set them, how do you track progress, how do you just organize all of this complexity. But the second challenge is more just like economic reality. Businesses are driven by incentives, right? They need to make profit, they need to generate revenue. So if an organization can't quantify their sustainability ROI, if they don't know what they're getting in terms of business benefits from their investments, they're not going to make them at the size, speed, and scale that we need to deliver on the type of societal transformation we all need to see. So that's why organizations need better tools. And as the old saying goes, you can't measure what you can't manage, and you can't improve or you can't understand and essentially see. So, as our circular economy friends will basically tell you, garbage in, garbage out. And if you have garbage data and garbage understanding as a starting point, you're not going to be able to make progress. So that's why we've created Brightest. We are an intelligent, AI-powered sustainability cloud software solution. We are essentially a GPS for companies. We tell you where you're at right now from a sustainability perspective, where you need to go, and how to get there. most importantly, we're sort of bringing together the relationship between sustainability performance and financial performance so that organizations can understand the ROI of these investments to make the business case that will actually move things faster and transform these organizations. I'm actually really excited at ChangeNOW to announce that we've just signed a global partnership with Allianz to help their clients decarbonize and also help them quantify their climate risk. We're supporting sustainable European healthcare and pharmaceutical manufacturing for companies like Severia, Next Pharma, MedMix, and Handicare. We're supporting global brands like Pokemon and Birkenstock, and we're also helping even tech companies, with their own supply chain climate targets like Airbnb and Microsoft. We're a great company. We're very passionate people. I'm out of time, so I'm just going to conclude really quickly and saying we've won a lot of great awards and recognition. We've got a lot of momentum. We're actually entirely funded pretty much by our customers, so we're now expanding internationally, hoping the sun never sets on Brightest. But if you're a partner, an investor, and anyone else who'd like to speak to us, I'd love to speak to you more after this talk. Thank you.
Thank you. You can put it here for the next one. Thank you very much. Last topic already, we're going to tackle health. As you know, human health is highly dependent on the health of animals, of the plants that we are surrounded by, and by the ecosystem in which we live in. So we will need to have a single approach to health, human, animal, and environmental health. I welcome Aral Surmeli for her project, HERA Digital Health. Welcome and congratulations.
Hello, everyone. I'm Aral Surmeli. I'm the founder of HERA Digital Health. And I'm a Harvard-trained physician who spent the last 15 years serving refugee populations. And as a doctor, I see the suffering forced displacement causes every day. If you put all the refugees together as a country, they would have the worst health outcomes in any country in the world. This is because healthcare systems are designed for people who are born and die in the same place, not for people who have to move. And that is why we created HERA. We connect refugees and displaced populations with healthcare services so they can navigate and thrive in the fragile environments that they have to live in. And here is how we do it. So once refugees download our app or now talk to our AI chatbot, we calculate and notify them for the immunization or pregnancy care appointments. We keep their medical records together and safe in one digital place, so whenever they need it, they have access to them, even if they change the countries. And we also help them get information, especially information that is trusted, timely, context-specific, and in their language. This is very important because all of our AI algorithms are trained in America by white people, which doesn't work for refugees. We created our platform to work specifically for refugees, so it's end-user focused. It is fully open-sourced, and it's a digital public good, so it can be modified and replicated in other crises around the world. And we designed it so that it is ready to scale in any crisis without the need for huge technical infrastructures. To date, we made 45,000 healthcare connections between refugees and healthcare services and collectively impacted almost 250,000 lives. Now our goal is to reach 150,000 users that will impact 600,000 lives globally. Our work has been supported by Harvard Innovation Labs, Google Org, USAID, before it was gone, and many others. So I hope you help us in making sure that everyone, regardless of where they are coming from, has access to healthcare. Thank you.
Thank you, Aral. Thank you very much. It was the last speech already. I hope you enjoyed every one of them as I did. And in order to honor them the way they deserve, I suggest that everyone comes up on stage, and more especially Rosemary Lucotte before that, for the end of the ceremony. Please tell us, what did you think about what happened? vais me mettre là-bas.
Wow, that was a super inspiring session. As I told you, it's one of my favorite sessions, actually, because it's so energizing to see in 3 minutes so many different ideas and bold ideas. So thank you very much for sharing. In just 3 minutes, you've inspired us, you challenged us, and you reminded us what's possible when innovation meets purpose. You've shown us that real solutions exist and that the future can be not only better, but exciting. You are also the proof that action is already happening all over the world. What you showed us is real, and there are people like you who chose to lead with impact. We're going now, we are calling you all back on stage, please.
My favorite moment.
Yes. And actually, that's the first year that we created real trophy. So we are very happy to give you those trophies.
Wow, wow. Ah! I'm excited for you guys. Congratulations again. Good job. I want to give you a high five. I want to give you all a high five. Congratulations. Woo, they did it.
Congratulations.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Woo! High five in the audience.
Congratulations.
So, you give the award and I remind the person?
Yeah, do you call each project?
Okay.
And
so for energy, congratulations to James Larson.
Congratulations. Yeah.
For food and agriculture, Sina Albanese for Koralo.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
For ocean and water, congratulations to Ruben Moore Solaq. And I'm going on the picture because I want to.
Sure.
Good memories,
Congratulations.
Right? Thank you. Okay, we'll do that. Now I'm lost. I think we're going with circular economy with Rafik Kefash. Rafik, let's take this picture.
Congratulations.
Yay. Congratulations on your project. And we continue with education and society for Samantha Snaves. Congratulations, Samantha.
Congratulations.
Yay! After education, it was cities and mobility with William Leif van Grisven. Congratulations on Small Farm Cities Africa.
Congratulations.
Yay! The next one is Elliot Grave for Asteria. It's a nice award. Yay! And then Benjamin Droguet for Sparxell. Moi, je donne le high five.
I'm sorry, I have a pink color. Congratulations.
Congrats! We continue with Audrey Michaud. Audrey Michaud is Green Sanctuaries. In green, high five. You did great, twice. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hey!
Hopla.
Almost there. We continue with Gina Perrier. Lapee, I want a pee thanks to you. Easily. I'll remember all of your projects. Thank you, congrats. Almost there. We continue with Chris Bowman. Brightest. Thanks to you, we'll have a brighter future.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Yay. And last but not least, Harald Surmeli, HERA Digital Health. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yay. Do we have an award for the audience for being here and supporting? Thank you, the audience. Congratulations. Let's have maybe a picture with all of them.
Yes, let's take a picture all together. And I think that was a really beautiful way to end this day.
Yes, I'll go that way.
Yeah. Maybe we can, yeah.
What do we do? We're good. Okay. Okay. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Yay, congratulations again. Thank you. Thank you for the hope. Thank you for the joy. Thank you for the brighter future. Continue, I give you strength. And thank you, Rosemary Ducotte. And congratulations to the team who organized all this Coups de Coeur. Hello, Fanny. Hello, Marine. See you soon. Enjoy the rest of your ChangeNOW Summit and continue to discuss, to be open and to create collaboration because that's how we change the world, right? Bye-bye.